And now we bring you a moment of poetry recited by Maurice Beans. Expert texpert, choking smokers. Don't you think the Joker laughs at you? Ho ho ho, he, ha ha ha. Rock Hard Riffs, the rock and roll guitar channel. See how they run like pigs from a gun. Goo goo gajoob. Hey there guys, this is Rock Hard Riffs, the rock and roll guitar channel for the self-taught. What kind of video is this? Talking poetry. We're talking about experts, and those that call themselves experts, and those who think of themselves as experts about just about anything and everything. Now actually guys, we're going through some changes here. Just off to the side here, we're kind of going under some reconstruction. That's why we're looking at all these beautiful guitars here. Now, a question you may be having is, yeah, what's with all the guitars? We're going to make a video about that. We're going to talk about that soon, so look for that coming up. Guys, please subscribe if you're new to our channel. Okay, what we're going to talk about is I am doing some reconstructing here. It's time. I think we're a little bit overdue, actually. And you know, the funny thing is that I just made a video not long ago talking about how I think I've got pretty much of the tone searching or tone chasing under control. And so I just thought I'd go mix everything up and change everything around. So guess what? Yeah, we're going to mess with our tone some. But actually, you'll see when the videos come out. It's not actually just a tone thing. But anyway, guys, so I've been doing a lot of research, been watching a lot of YouTube, been reading a lot of reviews, professional and otherwise. And man, it just sometimes, guys, you know, it's like going through a jungle and trying to figure out which plant you can eat and which one you can't. One's going to kill you and the other one will fortify you for a month. And you have to kind of take a stab at which one is the right one. You know, now going through reviews and things like that, the general rule of thumb is to throw out the highest or most glowing reviews and the least glowing or most negative reviews. You just discard those, and somewhere in the middle generally is the truth. The problem I've been coming across is there is just a lot of it, and trying to get to that middle point has been a little bit frustrating. There are just so many quote-unquote experts out there that it's just mind-blowing. It's just kind of, it's you know, part and parcel of the internet. You know, the internet is a very fair reflection of who we are, of society, except it's exacerbated, it's accentuated, the things that people will say about themselves or what they do or how they've done things. Some of it just flat, you know, it's like the people that always tell you, oh, I always tip 20 or 25% at a restaurant. They're probably the 10% tippers, right? It's just, that's kind of how things are. And so trying to decipher what is the truth and what is not the truth, I mean, there's a whole bundle of other worms right there, the truth, right? But which is most accurate, let's put it that way. Not which flatters my ideas of what I'm trying to accomplish, right? So it's like, think of it like if you've written a song or you made a video and people are saying, oh, hey, that's really good, that's great. What that is flattery, right? You feel that little thing in yourself, oh, well, they like it, yay, that's great, right? All that is an affirmation or a reaffirmation of what you already think. It is the same thing as being offended, right? Flattery is the same as being offended, just in the opposite way. It's something negative that you already think of yourself, or a negative way, and somebody brings it up and it gives you a little, you know, a little in there instead of the little, oh, good feeling, right? It's the same thing. It's all subconscious. It's all in our minds. I'm trying to approach this without any bias or prejudice as much as I can. And I'll tell you, it's been kind of tough. I've run into some interesting stuff. And you're going to see when you see the new things that we brought in and what we've changed out. I've gone over things by piece. I've been trying to be as meticulous as I can to try to get what I'm looking for, right? But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Well, I don't know. We'll find out. But again, guys, the point of me saying all of this is putting trust in, say, YouTube videos or reviews or things like that. You know, take it for what it's worth. A grain of salt really is all what it's worth. One of my pet peeves is the people that tell you that they're honest, right? It's what you're doing by telling somebody that, well, trust me, we're honest. You're actually doing them a disservice, because there are so many snakes in the grass. You're not helping people decipher one between the other. And by asking them to trust you, or to tell them that you're honest, trust me, is what the snakes in the grass do, basically, right? And most everybody, of course, we all want to be trusted, and we want you to know that we're trying to be as honest as we can, you know, YouTubers meaning. But by saying that, I think does more damage than it does good, because there are too many snakes in the grass out there. Now, one thing that people always say is, well, you know, you be yourself on YouTube and all that sort of thing, because if you're being fake, people will figure it out. Well, I'll tell you, that's a bunch of hogwash. And I'll give you easy examples. How about Bernie Madoff? The only thing that got Bernie Madoff in trouble was the collapse of the real estate market, and that exposed him. Otherwise, he'd be still riding that tide to this very day. I just about guarantee it. Be high on the hog on everybody else's money because they trusted him. That was the thing. Verify for yourself is what I say. It's like trusting a politician. Are you crazy? It's like trusting the news. Like watching the news this past summer. I mean, it was just... Okay, let's run this by you. There are cars on fire and buildings on fire, and there's a guy on the news telling you, well, it's a mostly peaceful riot. What? He didn't say riot. I think they said protest, but it was a riot. Number one, they're telling that's being dishonest right out the gate. And a mostly peaceful protest slash riot. Everything's on fire and exploding, and cops are shooting rubber bullets and tear gas and stuff at people. That doesn't sound mostly peaceful to me, never mind my lying ears and eyes, right? That's just how it is, guys. Some people are just really good liars. And I'm going to lay a little thing on you here. Maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't. It's like better to have one honest asshole than 100 smiling liars. Again, it's better to have one honest asshole than to have 100 smiling liars. And that's about sometimes the ratio of how it is. Doing the research I've been doing, I'm looking for an unbiased and not full of BS opinions that are probably just kids making trouble. You know, it's the syntax that always gives it away. It's like the saying, why do stupid people believe they're brilliant? Same kind of idea. It's one of those things, guys. And, you know, that's the worst part about it, is some people are actually fooling themselves into thinking that they actually are an expert into something. Now, if I'm going to say something about myself, I'll say I might have a somewhat educated opinion, or an educated opinion, or a working knowledge. Now, to me, that's kind of side speak for saying expert, a working knowledge. And that's as far as I'll go with the language, as far as that sort of thing goes, because I'm not going to tell you to trust me. I'm going to tell you that, yeah, I'm being as honest as I can, straightforward as I possibly can. But I'm not going to tell you to trust me, because there are too many people out there to not trust. When I do a demo, when I show you something on this channel, check it out, take it for what it's worth, and then go put your own hands on it. That is always the last word in everything. You hear what you hear here, okay? But remember, this is a different kind of room. It might be completely different than the room that you're in. Most of the time you hear what I do over a camera. That's not the best way to record things, but sometimes it sounds as close to the real thing as it can get, more than, say, miking an amp or a speaker or something like that. Sometimes this microphone on this camera picks up things better. It's just a peculiar thing, and so that's why most of the time I use the camera. But it is not the most proficient way, sound-wise, to record it. You know what I'm saying? Alright guys, so again, take this video for what it's worth. Give us your opinions, give us your wisdom, give us your knowledge, give us your experience in the comments. Let us know how you think about this, how you feel. We do appreciate you guys watching our channel, and please again, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Look for some changes coming in the near future, guys. Alright, thanks so much. We'll see you next video.